Beautiful, isn't it? Well, we are in Hampi, Karnataka. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a very proud thing for us Indians. But when we speak of such places, we want to travel with our family and friends. And when we speak of the travel, we want a perfect vehicle that can travel on such trails, we can explore easily, and we remain in comfort. You guessed it right, we have the new Mercedes GLC with us. This has been the best-selling premium SUVs in India, and now it is here to rock again the segment. This is the new avatar. It has got a lot of changes which we will be speaking about in this video. Namaskar, my name is Tejan. You are watching 91 Wheels. Now before I speak of the exterior changes, I like to share that this car will come in two different powertrain options. The one we are driving is the turbocharged petrol. This is going to be badged as the GLC 300. Then you have the diesel option as well, which is the GLC 220D. Both of these engines have been revised, which I'll be speaking of later in this video. Now, speaking of the design, what has changed? Mercedes has taken a subtle leap in terms of transformation. You get new LED headlights over here, and the DRLs now touch the front grille. The front grille has also been revised. Obviously, you get the three-pointed star logo, which means the road presence is for sure. The revised bumper is also evident, and there is very subtle use of chrome. But the main thing is the transformation in its dimension. When you travel towards the side profile, you'll see that it has grown marginally. Although this is not evident at the first glance, but the length of the car has now increased by 60 millimeters. The wheelbase has also increased by 15 millimeters, and the boot space is now 70 liters more than the previous GLC. And the rear profile, which has been my favorite part of design of the GLC, has also undergone revisions. New LED tail lights, a piano black treatment on the boot, and the rear bumper is also new. Yes, you have these fake exhaust tips, but this aesthetically pleases the customers. This is what Mark told us. Now the boot has increased by 70 liters. That means the boot space is now 620 liters. But here's the new part. You get this electrically operated boot, which you can easily use when you have luggage in your hands. The boot is very accessible. You can easily see we have 3 bags right now. But if you want to increase this boot space, Mark has also given specific button which will fold the second row, and you have more space so that you can easily carry your luggage. While the exterior design changes are very subtle, the bigger changes are on the inside, where it gets inspired design from the Maybach S-Class and features that the GLC brand will get revised with. And as you enter in the new GLC, you'll see that the design is now very much similar to the S-Class Maybach, and even there are design elements from the EQS as well. You have these aircraft-inspired AC vents, which have generous use of brushed aluminium. The overall quality, fit and finish is typical Merc. I will say that this has grown one step above in terms of quality as well, but the overall ambience is superb. You get 3 different shades of interiors. The one we are driving is called Sienna Brown. You can also choose an all-black interior theme as well as a beige interior theme. Now, what are the main changes? Apart from the dashboard, you get a new 11.9-inch massive touchscreen interface through which you can operate everything from your AC controls to your navigation to the different driving modes that you want to use. This screen has been tilted 6 degrees towards the driver, which means the user or the driver will be easily able to access the screen and will be easily able to use the controls of the car. The steering wheel, it has been taken from the C-Class, and it has the pneumatic touch control through which you can operate the functions, which includes the cruise control, the MID operations, and some infotainment options as well. Now the main part is how the seat actually feels, the front seats. My height is 6 feet and I'm superbly comfortable over here. I think I can drive this car easily for longer journeys. Why so? Because it offers different adjustments which can be easily done via this pneumatic touch control on the door pad. This goes for both of the front seats. It also has 3 different memory settings, and you also get the heated seat function, which I'm very skeptical about how much we will be using it in daily life. Sadly, these seats do not offer ventilated option. However, the seat space at the rear has increased. Apart from these, you get superb entertainment functions. For example, the 15 speaker 710 watts of Burmester music system is standard on both of the variants, and also you have 64 types of different ambient lighting which will lighten up your mood if you are very tired on a longer journey. And you also get a pneumatic touch controlled panoramic sunroof, and this makes the cabin look very airy. And also, if we speak of the utility spaces, you can easily put 2 water bottles in both of the door pads. This goes for the rear door pads as well. But if you want to place your phone or your belongings in the center console, this one-piece unit can easily be touch operated, and you have massive space over here. You also get wireless charging. You have Type-C 2 ports over here. You can also place 2 cups over here, and the center armrest also opens up for more space. There are 2 more C-type ports given over here. So a lot of charging options for your longer journeys, and the utility spaces means that the front row passengers will be cocooned from the hectic long highway trips. I'll just go to the rear seat and I'll show you what's new over there. And now this is what Merc is known for: utmost luxury for the rear seat passengers. I've just shifted here, and the driver's seat is adjusted to my 6 feet height, and you can make out there is plenty of space over here. And the panoramic sunroof, although it eats up space in its competitors, but Merc has definitely managed to create a lot of headspace. You get a very airy cabin feel at the rear, and also you have these sunshades. If you're going on long trips, this will help you a lot to cool down. You also get the rear AC vents, and if you want to charge your phones on the go, you have 2 Type-C USB ports at the rear as well. Again, the door pads have very generous utility space. You can easily put your belongings over here. But if you're traveling 3 adults, I think this is going to be a perfect SUV for you guys. Why so? Because 3 people can sit easily abreast. But if you want to travel alone, or only 2 passengers are going to sit at the rear, you can just pop down this, and you have a good generous wide armrest over here. Although we'll miss the cup holders because this doesn't get the cup holders, but you have the ISOFIX for children. So if you're traveling with kids, this is going to be again a very safe option for you. These seats can be operated via a button if you want to increase the boot space, but if you have to retract, that will be done only manually. So yes, overall the rear seat space is humongous. You get a lot of options over here, and the ambient lighting with these reading lamps make your night journeys very much comfortable. Burmester speakers are, again, they have been placed over the door pads. What I personally liked is how the door pads have been carved out towards the exterior. Now the smile on my face will tell you how good of a SUV is the new GLC. I'll quickly share the spec sheets with you. 2 engine options are being offered. The petrol one, which we are driving right now, offers a turbocharged engine that develops 258 bhp of peak power, and the diesel one, that is also a 2.0 liter turbocharged unit, it develops a healthy 197 bhp. Mind you, this is the speed limit warning of 80 kmph. Both of these engines, they do now get the ISG motor, which is generation 2, which means it is a more refined version of the older ISG motors from the Merc. Now what this new motor does is that it helps in developing 23 bhp of push power and a healthy 200 Newton meters of push torque. Now this torque and power comes into play when you are on inclines, when you are driving through the ghat sections or the mountains, and you have luggage and passengers inside the vehicle. And this also helps in achieving a good fuel economy number. The claimed fuel economy for the petrol is near about 15 kmpl, while the diesel can achieve a very generous 20 kmpl, which I think is very good for such a big car. Now, the driving impressions, the steering feedback is quite light at the low speeds, but as you start gaining speed, the steering feedback increases and it becomes a very fun to drive car. Yes, it has 4-disc brakes, so brakes, they always help you if you want to go fast on the highways. But if you are a sedan driver like me and you want just pure comfort, you get different driving modes. You can switch to the economy mode and you can easily achieve good fuel economy numbers as well. On the MID, the car is currently showing near about 13 plus kmpl, which means it is an efficient engine. Now, the most prominent thing, most of the Merc owners, they do prefer sitting on the second row for its ride quality, for its chauffeur driven experience. But GLC, it will also offer you a very good driving feedback if you are an enthusiast, if you want to drive the car on the longer journeys. Apart from the combination of brakes, steering and the ride quality, the most prominent feature is that how this engine has been tuned. If you are going for the petrol, it is very tractable unit. The gear shifts, if you are driving in the economy or the by default comfort mode, the upshifts, they come at hardly like 1700 1800 rpm. That translates into a very healthy fuel economy. But just in case if you want to push the car, if you have to overtake something really fast, or if you're driving on a single lane road, there is ample of power. This car, the petrol version, can do 0 to 100 in just 6.2 seconds, while the diesel can do the same in just 8 seconds. I think this is a very good spec sheet for a car that belongs to such a premium segment. The ride quality is still the highlight of this vehicle. I have loved this since the start. We started our day early and then we took the car to off-roads. And by the way, speaking of the off-roads, the new GLC will get an off-road experience package as standard. So that means both of the models, they obviously have the 4MATIC, but you also get an off-roading package. What it does is that it translates the MID and transforms into a proper off-roading unit. There you can easily see the approach and departure angles, and there is something quite unique. The Merc GLC, the new one, now gets an under bonnet display. Yes, if you are struggling to surpass through a very difficult off-road track and you are not sure whether you should take the car forward, you can just easily see through the infotainment screen what's underneath your bonnet, what's underneath around your front tires. For example, if you are going through a very narrow stretch, you have rocks around, you can easily navigate it through. The combination of cameras with AI translates into this epic new feature into the new GLS. Now, the most prominent thing, again, safety. Merc has been known for making one of the safest bulletproof cars all around the world. New GLC is again a no-brainer in that. 7 airbags are standard, build quality is superb. You can easily feel through the door third that you are inside a very solid vehicle. But this one also gets a lot of autonomous driving assistant functions. For example, you get lane assist warning, you also get blind spot monitoring, you have 360-degree parking assist, and you also get adaptive lights that will help you through those darker highway long journeys with your family and friends. So overall experience behind the steering wheel, very cocooning, very isolating from the outer world, and a pure Mercedes experience is what you will get behind the steering wheel of the new GLC. Now the main question is that should you buy the new GLC? Yes, if you are looking for a premium SUV that offers you the utmost comfort, that offers you the best features that this price tag can get you, the Merc GLC is made for you. If you want to take it on off-road sections, you have the 4MATIC. If you want a powerful fast SUV, you have the turbo-petrol. If you want an economical diesel engine, you have that powertrain as well. But are there any shortcomings? I do feel that the rear suspension struggles at few points, especially when you are loaded with luggage and passengers inside the car. And also the missing feature like the front ventilated seat is going to keep off a few customers from buying the new GLC. Now what about its pricing? The prices will be revealed on 9th of August when the car gets launched in New Delhi. but I suspect that this is going to be at least a lakh or 2 lakh expensive than the outgoing GLC model because of the obvious changes and the newer features. My take on the GLC, it's a super vehicle only if you are looking for comfort, only if you are looking for safety. This right here is what your money can buy in this segment. I'll meet you again with another such exciting drive review. Until then, please always wear a seatbelt, drive very safe, and if you have not subscribed our channel, please do subscribe.